The first step for finding a job is to have a good resume or a CV. So, how to create and organize a resume that makes your application to stand out from others and gets you to be selected for a job interview. In this video, you will find that out. Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Cem, I'm a software developer, and during my career I have been selected for many job interviews, not only because of my technical knowledge, but also I learned how to organize my resume in a very clear, eye-catching way that explains my strong sides to the employers. So in this video, I would like to share the most important points with you and help you to make the first step for finding a job in the software development industry. Let's start with a frequently asked question, which is how many pages a resume should have. Now, when there is an opening, there will be tens or sometimes maybe hundreds of applications for that single position, which means that the HR department or the hiring manager has to go through all of these applications in a short amount of time. So that's why you should keep your resume as small as possible. Generally, one-page resumes are excellent, maybe 2 pages at maximum, and that's it. So for delivering the maximum necessary information in a single-page resume, you need a good content strategy without redundant, unnecessary details. But before coming to that, there is another important thing to consider, which is the design. So even before having a good content strategy, the first thing you want to do is to find a clean, readable design for your resume. Because think about it, if your resume is messy, has flashy colors all over the place and with a very small font, then it will look very unprofessional, so probably no one is going to give you a call. Fortunately, there are many nice professional looking templates out there on the internet which you can download for free. So I suggest you to find a professional looking template and later edit it by yourself, so at least you will have a clean professional look for your resume. Another important thing to consider is using the right keywords, because your resume should introduce you in a right way to the potential employers so that they can consider, okay, this person might be the right candidate for us, and then they will invite you for the interview. And the best way to do that is to include the right keywords somewhere quickly visible at your resume. Let's think of a scenario that you are a software developer with React experience and you want to find a new project which uses React. And if you only mention that you are a software developer, which is true, but if you don't mention the React keyword quickly as possible, then they might not clearly understand that you are experienced in React, so they will probably call someone else who does that before you. And if that person also achieves to pass the technical interview, then you won't be able to get the job even if you could. So therefore, you should definitely highlight the right keywords in a very visible place, preferably at the top of your resume, so your potential employer will see that and call you for the interview before they call someone else, which is very important. So one great way to highlight the right keywords which explain your strong side is to define a clear objective. An objective is just a single sentence that defines what you are looking for and why you are the right candidate for that position. Let's take this template as an example. Your objective should be placed at the top of your resume under your name and the contact details. Now, what you will write here is up to you, but you should clearly explain that why you are the right candidate for the position that you are going to apply. For example, if you are looking for a React job, you can write something like you are a software developer with X years of React.js experience looking for a new project in an XYZ company where you can apply and improve your React and other technical skills. So as you see in this example, just with a single sentence, your objective clearly explains why you might be the right person for this job, because this text mentions your profession, your experience, what you are looking for, and your technological niche, even without going into more details. So as you see, you have explained a lot of things in a single sentence, which is also very helpful for simplifying your resume down to a single page. Now let's talk about including the technical details. Should you write every technical skill you have, or how can you show your technical experience? Let's start with the first question. Yes, you can include your technical skills, maybe under a skills headline or so, but you should do that in a very honest way. That's very important. As you know, there are many different programming languages from C, C++ to SQL, PHP, Java, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and the list goes so on. So maybe you have started your career with C++ and you have some knowledge of it, but later you continue working as a PHP developer and haven't used C++ in the last 5 years. Then in this case, personally, I would not include C++ to my resume. Maybe you can do that if you like, but if you receive a question about C++ during the interview, then you should honestly tell that you haven't worked with C++ in the last 5 years or so, and that's definitely much better than not telling them the truth. So always be honest in your interviews, but also expect the same honesty back. Now going back to the second question, which was how can I show my technical experience? And a very good way to do that is having an online presence. Maybe it can be a website of yours that you can show your work, or maybe a GitHub profile that you can upload your code and show your previous projects, which will actually be a proof of your technical experience. This will significantly increase your chance to take the job. Of course, if they want, they still can send you a technical assignment or so, but in any cases, I strongly suggest you to show your work somewhere online. Another frequently asked question is that whether you should add a picture of yourself or not. Well, I prefer to have a picture of myself because a resume is a personal description of yourself to potential employers. And also think about your LinkedIn profile. You have probably a picture on your LinkedIn profile, so why not on a resume? The only exception to this can be in some parts of the world there might be some discrimination issues, so unless you have a cultural obstacle or something like that, it's always good to have a picture of yourself. Another important point is to have a resume without spelling or grammatical mistakes. These kinds of mistakes are very easy to detect, and trust me, if you want to take the job, you need to put the effort on your CV, because otherwise it looks very unprofessional, and if your potential employer thinks that you don't care about your resume that much, then why should they call you for the interview? So please don't forget to double check your resume for any mistakes before sending it out. And one last but not the least tip is to always send your resume as PDF. Nowadays people are using different operating systems, and if you try to send a Word document, for example, to a Mac user, either the file won't be able to open properly or the format will look just messy. So it's always beneficial to send your resume as a PDF if you don't want to deal with these kinds of problems later. So guys, these are my tips for you to create a better resume. And if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button, and I wish you all good luck for your upcoming job interviews. Thank you for watching.